So the benefit of having a YouTube channel for now over 7 years is the fact that I've literally documented every single part of my fitness journey. Now, throughout my fitness journey, I have had time periods where I've essentially looked the best. I was at my lowest body fat percentage. I looked absolutely amazing. And through that, I was watching some of my videos, trying to analyze myself and trying to understand and figure out what did I do in that time frame to get in the best shape possible. Now, I did a lot of research on myself, just literally learning through myself. And in this video, I want to share with you some of the things I did in regards to my lifestyle, diet, and training to get in the best shape of my life. And from there, how you can actually implement that in your own fitness lifestyle. Subscribe, like, let's go ahead and get right into it. 2015, 2016, I was still very much in my newbie beginner phase, but 2017 is where I felt like I started just looking absolutely amazing. And from me looking amazing, that's when a lot of you guys watching me right now have discovered me throughout that time period and process. Now, also within 2018, looking back at some of those videos, I also looked the most dense in regards to my muscle mass. And that time period in my life was so different, including my lifestyle, which I also want to talk about. So we have established a time frame. Let's talk about what I was actually doing in my lifestyle and day-to-day habits. So in 2017, I was actually a college student in ROTC. And the reason why I feel like my physique and body fat percentage was so low, just because the amount of activity I was doing in my day-to-day life at that certain time frame. With ROTC, we had PT 3 times a week in the morning, and that doesn't even include my own personal workouts I was doing in the afternoon. So I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, do a full cardio workout with body weight training in the morning for PT. I would rest, I would go to classes in which I had a very, very high step count, which I didn't realize at the time, walking to classes on campus, this class, that class, going to the library, and that doesn't even include the YouTube videos I was doing. So needless to say, my activity count was astronomically high in regards to my step count and just overall how many calories I was burning throughout the day. So I graduated college in 2018. However, after college, I did do a lot of traveling. I was moving around a lot. That's also why I think throughout that time frame after 2017, I was also in very good shape because I was just moving around so much. So overall, what I've learned in regards to my lifestyle habits at the time is that I just had a really, really high step count and I was just burning a lot of calories consistently every single day, week after week. Now that I'm out of college, now that I'm not traveling so much, I've noticed that I have to purposely put myself out there and either go on walks or just try to be more active in my now adult life, right? Because as most adults happen, you know, when we reach that age like 25, 26, 27 even, most adults live a fairly sedentary lifestyle depending on your job. And me, myself, working remotely, doing YouTube videos and stuff like that, not traveling a lot, no longer in college, I find myself recently, if I don't try, will literally probably get 3,000 steps a day, if that, because my only activity is literally me just going to the gym. So I understood and understand now the reason why I was such in great shape in that time is mostly due, in fact, because of my activity. Now, outside of my activity, we also got to talk about diet, right? Because you can have the highest steps in the world, but if you're still eating like crap, doesn't mean you're going to get in fairly good shape. So let's talk about diet. There's one common trend I tend to realize whenever I was in the best shape possible, and I've watched all my YouTube videos throughout this certain time, and I'm so glad that I documented this once again, is I was tracking my calories. I kid you not. Every single time I looked the best and I was watching videos, I was always doing some sort of full day of eating because I was tracking my calories and I had some sort of goal for my body composition. The times where I've looked the worst, and keep in mind, I've never looked bad, especially to the average American or to the average person, but relatively bad in comparison to myself is when I had no composition goals for myself and I wasn't tracking what I was eating. I was just kind of intuitively eating. And when I tend to intuitively eat, I don't eat enough protein consistently. Some days I'll hit it, but consistently I won't eat enough protein. My calories are sometimes 3,000, sometimes 1,500. Like, it varies so much. And looking back at those old videos, like I said, one common trend is that I was tracking my calories every single day. Now, tracking calories might sound like very tiresome or very grueling or daunting or obsessive even, but what I tend to realize, in which I've been tracking my calories now for over a month after I've discovered this, is that once you get into the habit of tracking calories, it's actually fairly easy. It's really not that hard. because you're on your phone anyway. So why not just log your food? And if you tend to eat the same foods every single day, then that just makes tracking that much easier, because a lot of these apps have integrations where you can just find the food you're already eating and post the same amount, and it becomes like a part of your system. And I realized whenever I was in that time frame of having just an amazing physique, I was tracking my calories and having a system, and not only tracking my calories, but also tracking my weight progress and going based on changes and manipulating that. So alongside with having good active daily habits and getting those step counts higher, I highly recommend you guys, if you really want to get into the best shape of your life, you need to track what's going into your body. I think everybody should at least one time track their calories for at least 3 months, just to gain a foundational understanding of how their energy balance works in their body, and through that, how they can manipulate their body into looking the best possible. Now, in regards to my calories amount, I did realize that in 2017, I was eating about 2,300 calories a day in order to look my leanest possible and just have an amazing shredded look. However, in 2018/2019 timeframe, whenever I was tracking, I was actually eating about 3,000 calories a day. Now, one thing I tend to realize in regards to eating 3,000 calories a day and looking great is that I tend to look my best whenever I was on some sort of bulking phase. Temporarily, I could never do it consistently because I don't like the way my body looks. But whenever I'm leaning down from that bulking phase and losing that initial water weight and fat, I tend to look the absolute best. So that's a trend I tend to realize. And if I had to put in an average amount of calories that I would consume now in order to look my best, will be about probably 2,500 at minimum. I don't want to go too low at like 23, but I also don't want to go just too high, 3,000, because I'm necessarily not coming off of a bulk. I'm coming off an intuitive eating cycle. And that's just from me understanding my body throughout time and learning what calorie measurement works best for my age right now and also my lifestyle. Once again, this is why you should also track yourself so that you can gain a better understanding and foundation of how your body reacts to certain foods and calories over time. Now, we gotta talk about training, right? We talked about lifestyle, we talked about diet, but what was I actually doing in regards to my training? And so as I was doing research on this, once again, I came across one common trend that I still do to this day, and that is I was doing always some sort of variation of a push-pull legs sort of split. Always some variation of that. It was either a push-pull legs, a push-pull legs upper lower, just push-pull legs, guys. I've never consistently done a full body split. Have consistently done a upper lower split, but that was more when I was intermediate, or when I was doing an upper lower split, I would do it for like 2 to 4 months max. But for the majority of my career, in regards to gym progress, I've always ran a push-pull leg split. Now, me personally, I just love segmenting my body parts. I like segmenting everything in my life. And I've realized when I do push-pull leg split, it allows me to get that clear focus towards the body part I want to achieve, and also get the right amount of volume through my training that I want to do too. I've realized where I'm at, if I'm doing some sort of full body, I just don't have the work capacity or energy to like mentally withstand a full body split. Like, who wants to do weighted squats, weighted pull-ups, lateral raises, 90-degree handstand push-ups, all that stuff within the same workout, calf raises? Like, it takes a lot out of me when I do full body splits. That's why I've always tend to do some sort of variation of a push-pull leg split, working out anywhere between 5 and 6 days a week. That has literally never changed. In regards to my intensity levels, I've always trained fairly intensely. And in my last video, I actually talked about some of the intensity principles that I do still to this day in order to train as intensely as possible. In regards to the rep ranges, I've always tend to be a more lower rep range guy, meaning on my compound lifts, I like doing things that fairly are heavy in the bodyweight world, meaning it's a hard variation. So usually no more than 6 or 7 reps per exercise. However, in 2018, I did experiment with DUP, or daily undulating periodization. And that was, in regards to my training style, I would do more moderate exercises and then heavier exercises, and I'll switch that up. Example, push day 1, I would do a harder variation of a calisthenics movement, and push day 2, I would do the easier variation of that, and I'll interchange throughout my compound lifts. Now, with me being on social media for now nearly almost a decade, I do have people sometimes go to my comments, whether it be on Instagram and TikTok, and they'll type things like, are you bulking? Are you cutting? Are you doing this? Your body looks different. And in my head, I tell them, like, I'm not sure where you're comparing me to. And one thing you guys gotta realize is that bodies literally change all the time. how you look right now, you watching this video, how you look right now is not how you will look 2 years from now. It's not how you'll look 4 years from now. It's not how you'll look 6 years from now. Bodies are literally changing all the time throughout lifestyle habits, throughout what we're eating, throughout the aging process, our metabolism slowing down. And that's when you gotta kind of make up and recoup for that. Another example is that when I was younger, 19, 20, 21, I didn't have to do any cardio to get shredded, right? Through my lifestyle habits of being in college, through my diet, which, I wasn't going out to eat a whole lot. I was cooking mostly at home, the whole broke college student sort of idea. I didn't have to do cardio. However, now at the ripe old age of 27, I find myself having to do more cardio now in order to maintain relative leanness, in order to look the same way I did back in 2018, 2017, 2016. It's just a natural thing that happens as we get older. So if you ever see me with my shirt off nowadays recently, do not make comparisons to my body how it was now versus 2017 or 2016, guys. That's unrealistic. So that's all the stuff I did to get in the best shape of my life. Let me know, what are you doing right now to get in the best shape of your life, or what did you do? All right, let me know down below in the comments, subscribe, like. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one.